Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Keegz, back with another brand new video. And I'm doing sort of like a outside vlog type of thing here. Just wanted to talk about a couple of things. Um, so as we all know, this month, Netflix's new live action Avatar: Last Airbender series is coming out. And February 22nd, day before my birthday. And there's been a lot of discussion online about some of the decisions that the producers have kind of spoken about. And I just kind of want to talk about that and give my thoughts and opinions on those things. Now, I'm the kind of person that I give like anything a chance, okay? So I'm looking forward to this live action series. I plan on giving it a chance. There's no way it can be any worse than the live action movie, okay? And I gave that a chance, okay? I hyped myself up for that movie only to be disappointed. And I'm gonna hype myself up for the show to either be disappointed or to be pleasantly surprised, either or. But everything that I've seen from the show, I like very much. Now, let's talk about some of the changes that they've been talking about. First off, let's get the whole Sokka thing out of the way. I don't think it's as big as a deal as people are gonna make it out to be. I think what they're talking about is they're talking about just like little things, like the scene where he tells Aang not to bother Katara while she's sewing his pants. I think they're just gonna take out small stuff like that. We're still gonna get the storyline with Suki and everything, where he's surprised that they have these women warriors. We're still getting that, it seems like, and they're not taking everything out. They're just taking out stuff that was exaggerated to a point, and that's what cartoons do. A lot of people would talk about this. Cartoons, they exaggerate a lot of things, because they're cartoons meant to be for kids, fun, and entertaining. At least that's the primary demographic. As we all know, you can be an adult and enjoy cartoons, right? But sometimes that exaggeration, it doesn't always translate well to live action. And a lot of times there's been the cases, I think, where they've tried it, but it just doesn't always translate well. So I think the Sokka thing is not going to be like a big deal as everyone thinks it's going to be. As for like Katara, and they said, like, this is another thing. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday where he talked about like these producers, they're saying stuff, right? They're saying stuff, but they're not really going into details. Like, they mentioned something about they're changing a little bit of Katara's roles and the whole gender aspect thing of it, but they didn't want to go into details on it. And the YouTubers, I forgot their name. I just discovered them, so I'm not too familiar with them. They said it's stuff like that where they're not saying much, that's kind of making like some people jump to conclusions, so to say, right? So my thoughts on that is we're gonna just have to wait and see, because we know like the whole thing with the Northern Water Tribe and their cultural stance on what female waterbenders should do or not do, and how Master Paku fits in that storyline. That's all in there from what we've heard, supposedly. So that storyline is still in there. So we don't really know what they mean by they're changing some of, they're toning down Sokka. Apparently, they're changing some of Katara's stuff. We don't know what they mean. So I'm gonna wait and see how it all works out. Now, one thing I want to touch on that though was really ridiculous was I was on Twitter the other day and somebody posted a picture of Azula from the series, right? And it's this picture where she has a bow and arrow, right? She has a bow and arrow, and she's just like, it's a close-up shot of her doing this with the bow and arrow, right? it's just a picture. But so many people were like going off on this one picture. Oh my god, they took away Azula's blue fire. They took away her lightning. Why'd they give her a bow? It is just a picture. Like, there are too many people jumping to conclusions and assuming things. I understand why. I understand we've been burned before, right? We've been burned before, and we don't want it to happen again. But to get this all, get your underwear in a bunch over a picture, we don't know the context of the picture. We don't know what's going on in this scene, okay? We don't know anything. It's just a picture, you guys. It's just a picture. Does not mean that they got rid of her blue fire. Does not mean they got rid of her lightning. We don't know how her storyline is gonna play out through this season, since this is like new territory, since Azula wasn't in the first season of the animated series, besides like at the end and then like a scene and like a quick cameo in the storm, right? In Zuko's flashback. We don't know what's going on in this scene. I just find it ridiculous that people get like, they see a picture and they immediately start, like, sometimes I get it, okay? But this was like one of those things where it's like, okay, you guys are just now trying to like look for a reason to handle things. I just don't get that. I don't get why like we have to like, why can't we just wait for something to come out, judge it, and then, you know, just move on, you know? And believe me, okay, I'm excited for the show, but if it ends up being bad, I'll make fun of it with everybody else, but I'm gonna wait to do like any of that, okay? Has there been anything about the show that they mentioned that has kind of made me think like, I'm not sure about that? The only thing, I can't remember exactly, but it was when they said that like they would have Aang be more focused on getting to the Northern Water Tribe instead of him just like doing a bunch of detours. I do think we're still getting detours, but I was a little worried that they were going to miss like the fun aspect of the show. But really, from watching the trailer and seeing some stuff and hearing the cast talk about doing everything, it seems like it's going to be a fun show. Sorry about that. Seems like it's going to be a fun show. Seems like they had fun filming it. And really, as long as that's the case, I'm hoping that if it's bad, it's going to be good bad. Like you watch a show, like it's bad, but it's still entertaining. I'm hoping we get that with this show, where like, okay, like it's like cheesy fun, you know, bad. Guys, it's never gonna compare to the original. It's never gonna be as good as the original. I wouldn't even want it to be exactly like the original. It seems like they learn and they stay away from what the movies did, because that's just so hard to watch the movie. It's so hard to watch it. Other thoughts. See what other thoughts about some changes. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the whole Sozin's Comet thing. I'm okay with that. So if you don't know, in the original series, animated series, right around first season, right around episode 8, they find out that Sozin's Comet is coming back, and that Aang has to learn all the elements, just water bending, earth bending, and fire bending. By the time the comet arrives, and to defeat the Fire Lord, he only has like a year to do it, right? So in the original anime series, there's a timeline, and that works fine because it's animated. Whether you do the first season airs in like 2005, and then like the last season is not going to air till 2008, you don't have to worry about actors growing up or something. For the live action show, they do, and they did take this into consideration. So while the Sozin's comment is still going to be an element of the show, they're not going to put that in. They're not going to find out about the comment, apparently, like in the show in the first season. They're saving that for later. So, and the producer I've talked about, it'd probably be like a time skip in between like the first season and the second season, possibly even the second and third season. Although the second season of the anime series ends on a cliffhanger that goes into the third season not long after, so they might have to work that out a little bit. But it's fine, okay? I get that, I understand it. For me, I think I seen somebody mention that they could possibly bring in Sozin's comment come into play, like if they adapt the episode The Library for the second season, which I'm pretty sure we'll get. So like I said, they could mention it in the library when they find out about the eclipse, but I think even then it's gonna still be too early if they still have to wait to shoot like season 3. So my speculation of when they should mention Sozin's comment is if we do get 2 more seasons, season 3, book 3 Fire, they should mention Sozin's comment in the episode The Avatar and the Fire Lord. I think that would be the perfect time to have it come up, to find out about it, because they'll be preparing, they're preparing for the Day of Black Sun, and then they find out about the comet, and that really puts the urgency on the Day of Black Sun. So I think they should have Roku mention Sozin's comment there if they do adapt that episode, which it's an important episode, so I think they will if we do get to a season 3, if the show does end up being good. But yeah, I'm excited for the show. I'm like waiting for it to come out to fully judge it, but from everything I've seen, there really has been nothing that's made me go, oh. Like, I was one of the people that, like, when Mike and Brian left, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like, why they leave? Well, that doesn't sound too good. But seeing all the trailers, the pictures, really what got me hooked was the cast. There's so many great people in this show that I recognize from like different shows. Daniel Day Kim, Francois Cha, I think is his name. If you watch Lost, that guy who was like in all those videotapes in the hatch, yeah, I think he's playing Sozin or somebody. I think he's playing Sozin, I'm not sure. And we're going to see so many great things that even the movie left out, and I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited. I'm a little scared, but like I said, I'm hoping if it's bad, it's at least good bad, okay? Because there's good bad, and then there's bad bad. And to give you an example of good bad, okay, bad bad is obviously the Last Airbender live action movie, M. Night Shyamalan. That's just bad bad. Like, you can't even watch that if you can't even get through that if you were drunk. That is how bad it is, right? To me, a movie that is good bad is, I've said this times before, I've mentioned this times before on my channel, my favorite good bad movie is Dragon Ball Evolution, because it is so bad and so cheesy, but you can tell that the actors in it are just not taking it serious at all, which is great because it is not a serious movie. Like, they had somebody actually sit down and were like, hey, okay, we're gonna adapt Dragon Ball. We're gonna adapt Dragon Ball, we're gonna make it to a live action movie. Alright, you got any ideas? Yeah. Let's have Goku in high school, and let's have a bully call him Geeko. Like, somebody actually sat down and wrote that for a live action Dragon Ball movie. And somebody's like, oh man, but it's so bad. But you can tell the actors they know they're in a bad movie, and they're just having fun with it. And all the dialogue is so cheesy and so horrible, but it's still like it's entertaining because of how bad it is. And then The Last Airbender is a movie that takes itself too seriously. It just takes itself too seriously, and it just ends up like just being ridiculous. And then the bending is horrible, especially the earth bending. But yeah, so like I said, excited for the show. Not really worried about anything. I think the stuff people are like really going off about is going to end up being stuff that's really like minuscule, right? You know, it's end up not being that big of a deal. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love you guys.